Good evening, everyone. I will be showing us how to use our calculator FX-991ES to calculate p-value. But before that, I would like to explain a few things about the p-value. So p-value simply means the probability of value. Let's say, for instance, now we have the standardized, which is the standardized value, which is z is equals to x minus the mu over the sigma. Sigma here is the population variance, while the mu here is the population mean. Let's say, for instance, now if you look at this question now, they asked them that they should calculate the probability that a random selected adult woman is tall. Now, from the value that we have here, our mu, which is the population mean, is given from the question, which is 160. If the height were normally distributed, anytime you're hearing a word normally distributed, it means that the mean given from that question is the population mean, and then the standard deviation given from that question is also a population standard deviation. Now, any woman who height is greater than 168 centimeter, so this is the x that they want us to check, is considered as a tall. Then find the probability that a random selected adult woman is tall. So after I've brought out my parameter, the mu, which is the population mean, then we have the sigma, which is the standard deviation for the population, and then the x. So remember, for the formula for the standard normal is x minus mu, then the sigma. So once I have that, I have my 168 minus 60, then divided by 8. So by the time I do that, I'm going to have 8 divided by 8, which is going to give me 1. Now, the probability that the x is greater than, because anyone that is greater than means that it has 168. So the probability that x is greater than 168 is equals to what? Is equals to the probability that then we have z greater than 1. So by the time we substitute that value, then remember that after we've calculated our z here, the z value is 1. So we want to check for 1 greater than z greater than 1 for this particular value that we have. But in our calculator FX-991ES Plus, we can't get the greater than value. The calculator is being configured with a less than value. So now, to now get the greater than value, so that means that we are going to get the less than, then subtract it from 1. We subtract it from 1. So how do we get that in our calculator? So once you on this calculator, now let's say I on this calculator, if you check the heading of this calculator, you will see D, which means that it is in normal calculator form. So to make it to be in p-value, to be useful for p-value, so that means that you have to set this particular calculator in a statistical mode. How will you do that? Just press mode. Immediately you press mode, you will see 1 compact, 2 complex, 3 start, 4 base. Those are the other things that you can use this calculator to do. But in this lesson, we're going to be using it for p-value. So once you pick 3, let's say for instance now I pick 3, you will see 1 var, then 2a plus x. This is like a linear regression, but we are not doing that. Then you come back, you press your AC. Once you press your AC, check the heading of that calculator, you will see that you have STAT. So that means that it's in normal statistical mode. So now press shift. Immediately you press shift, you press 1. Once you press 1, you will see 1 type, 2 data, then 3 sum, 4 var, then 5 distribution. So once you click on it, 5, then you will see 1p, 2q, 3r, then 40, then you pick 1. Now I have the value here is 1, so just put that value there. So once you press your OK, you will see that I have the same value as 0.84134, but this is the less than value. And then from the question, they ask us to find the probability that a random selected adult woman is tall. That means that they ask us to find the greater than. So since you've gotten we've gotten our less than, so we just subtract it from 1, and then we are going to have our value. The probability that any adult woman selected is tall is 0.1587. Another way around is this. Let's say for instance, instead of putting 1 that we have here, immediately you change it to -1. Change it to -1, -1. The value that is going to give you is going to be the greater than straight. Why? Because the negative here is making it to to come in another form to interchange the value. So instead of putting, if you don't want to go in this route by what, by finding the probability of 1, then now subtract it from 1, you can just put -1 there, and you are going to have the same answer as the greater than. Remember that the Calculator FX-991ES Plus is being configured with the less than. So if they ask you to get the probability of greater than, so that means that it's either you put the value, which is the positive, into this calculator and subtract the value from 1, or you include the negative straight. So this is how we normally get our p-value, which is the probability value, from calculator. If you don't get it, watch it again. Thank you.